everyone, I'm still your host Mark Lanson and welcome back to the college thingy. We have an update, new cards, look, the sun from the intro, the college thingy, no expense spared on this show. Christmas is right around the corner, so I beg of you to find within your hearts the time and effort to stay tuned in and find out what festivities are to come on the show. Now on our couch this week we have Timmy The Tiny Elf.
Hello.
So to kick things off, a few of our lovely and intelligent students have dived into the history of Christmas to see how everyone's favourite holiday began. Roll the clip.
Have you ever wondered, how did Christmas even start? Well, you're in luck. Here's a tale on the history of Christmas. You may think this tale would start with the birth of Jesus, but you would be incorrect. The tale starts with early Europeans celebrating light and birth in the darkest days of winter. Many people rejoiced during the winter solstice. When the worst of the winter was behind them, they could look forward to longer days and extended hours of sunlight. In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrated Yule from December 21st, the winter solstice, through to January. To celebrate, fathers and sons would bring home large logs, which they would set on fire and then they would feast on until the log had burned out, which could take as long as 12 days. In the early years, Easter was the main holiday for the birth of Jesus, and was not celebrated, but in the 4th century, church officials decided to institute the birth of Jesus as a holiday. Now, all over the world, people celebrate Christmas in many ways. Some traditional activities may include leaving out stockings or logs, putting up Christmas trees, or leaving out food and drink for Father Christmas. And there are also so many more weird and wonderful traditions, such as in France, there's a person called, excuse my French, Pierre Fouet, who accompanies Pierre Noël on St. Nicholas Day on the 6th of December and gives out coal. That sounds a bit harsh, I know. While Pierre Noël gives out gifts to the well-behaved. As well as Christmas, we also celebrate Boxing Day, which is the day after. And in a long story short, the name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts to the poor. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants, and it allowed them to go home to see their families, and these families would then share the box their masters gave them. Hopefully that clears a few things up for you. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, wherever you are in the world.
Well, that was the Christmas of the past. Now for something a little more up to date. As we all know, the holidays are celebrated differently across millions of families around the world. Most families meet up and spend quality time together over the Christmas period, whereas I get dragged in here to film this. I can't speak today. I get dragged in to film this on my only day off. But I digress. Here's a little video of people telling us their very own Christmas traditions.
Christmas is coming up, so we decided to speak to people around college to see how their traditions vary.
So I wake up at 9 AM in the morning because I'm quite excited.
I'd love to wake up a bit later, but I normally wake up about 8 o'clock in the morning, but that's just kids for you, or brothers, sisters really.
I normally wake up about 10, I'd say. My little sister wakes me up.
I usually wake up around 6 in the morning, but it always depends on, obviously, what my mother thinks.
I like some artificial, some real, I don't mind.
I've never had a real tree, I've always had artificial, but I would one day love to try a real tree.
We've always had artificial, but I really want to try a real one in the future.
I usually have a artificial tree, though I would like a real tree at some point, because they just look cooler, I think.
My favourite chocolate box is one that had quite like chocolate buttons.
Roses, without a doubt.
Celebrations, because they have Malteser in.
The Galaxy selection box, because then you get the Galaxy Ripple, and the Galaxy Minstrels, and maybe the Galaxy Caramel. Galaxy's just nice.
My favourite festive film is Elf because it's like quite cute, quite funny.
All the Santa Claus movies, that's 1, 2, 3. There's Snow Buddies, I think it was called Santa Buddies at some point as well. And then Polar Express.
Both the first Home Alone films are ultimate, in my opinion.
We always watch The Grinch on Christmas Eve. It's a personal favourite. And then beforehand we might watch Elf or Jingle All the
My favourite part of the dinner is the dessert because it's quite sweet and I like sweet things.
Pigs in blankets.
The potatoes, like the roast potatoes, mashed potatoes.
The parsnips. I do like the parsnips. Especially when my mum makes them with the honey.
No matter how you celebrate Christmas, make sure to enjoy your time off and have a festive holiday season.
Okay, so Timmy, looking back at that footage, you look an awful lot like the boy that was in the VT. Is there any relation there, would you say?
It's coming down outside quite a lot, isn't it?
The snow, yeah, it's settling. It's settling. Might have to make a
yeah.
bed up, I think. But anyway, so Timmy, you're obviously here from the North Pole.
Yes.
How
Santa
cold?
could not make it.
Santa couldn't make it. Yeah, he sent us a little email before, so we knew. But we're pleased that you could make it today. How cold is it back at home? Where you
So in the North Pole, it gets anywhere between -30 or -40 degrees.
-40 degrees.
Yeah.
40 below zero. That is freezing. So I imagine being in sunny Mansfield, a generous 4 or 5 degrees today, I think it is.
Yeah.
You should be sweating.
Oh, it's spiffing. I love it.
But for us, it's freezing. So I don't know what it would be like round your neck of the woods. How is the big fella? How is Santa? Is he good?
Yeah, he's very busy this time of year. Obviously,
Of course.
obviously in the workshop, he has to make all the toys. So that's obviously taking up quite a lot of his time, obviously.
Of course. And how is Mrs. Claus?
Baking. She's quite a pro baker.
She's making the cookies.
Yep, the cookies.
Baking the cookies. Yeah. What presents have you been making at the workshop lately?
Just anything really, between like wooden toys or anything that really you might find in the shops.
In the shops. Well, if you do see a PS5, take good care of that, because you know that might be coming my way.
Yeah.
Well, normally I have an annual gathering with my family. Oh no, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The people in my ear are putting words in my mouth. I actually don't meet anyone at all. But speaking of which, us Brits love our food. So here's, you guessed it, a clip about our favourite festive foods.
Christmas, the best time of year. The lights, the tree, the gifts, but best of all, the food. After opening all your presents on Christmas Day, nothing's better than the turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, cranberry sauce, vegetables, and to top it all off, dessert, a Christmas pudding. Sometimes mince pies or a trifle with brandy butter, custard, or cream. Why not spend a day baking some Christmas-themed food, or even stocking up on some before everywhere runs out? We went down to catering to see what they were up to.
Food, glorious food, a true gift for us all. I'm sure you'll all agree. So, Timmy, food. We spoke about the cookies.
Yes.
What kind?
Well, anything just like, icing or chocolate chips.
Chocolate
Obviously,
chips.
Chocolate chip
I don't mind a
cookies.
chocolate chip.
Yeah, they are very nice.
Do you white?
Oh, white chocolate, of course.
White is the perfect for me. I
Yes.
think. So, of course, does Mrs. Claus make some nice ones?
Mrs. Claus makes quite a lot of cookies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, well, I'd love a cup of tea.
A cup of tea. It might smell a little. There we go. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Lynx Africa. There we go. Of course, essential to all families around England. I think. Which camera? We're on this one. It smells lovely. Found 48 hours fresh. To keep. I'll put some on now. Actually. There we go, Timmy. That's for you. In case you want any. But yeah, we're getting sidetracked. In fact, I'm being told now, it is a Christmas miracle. We have another video for you. Let's get it rolled.
Presents are an iconic part of Christmas. As a kid or an adult, it can be a Lego Star Wars AT-AT from the Ultimate Collection series, or maybe even a pair of socks. We asked the students of West Nottinghamshire College what they were giving their family and friends this Christmas.
Well, my dad's an old man, so maybe some hair dye, because he's greying a little bit. Perhaps some like socks or something. You know, they're quite cheap and he's old, so he doesn't really need much. So yeah, something like that. It's also a bargain as well. Socks, quite cheap.
I'm thinking of getting him fishing stuff because he loves fishing. Like he's obsessed with it. He always goes whenever he gets a chance. I'm thinking of either a new rod or just a bunch of new bait because he hasn't been able to go in a while.
So this year for my dad, it's been a hard year for him. So I think I'll get him some hair gel. It's because he's. I'm gonna get my dad hair gel because he's bald.
I mean, my brother's got a big head, so maybe a constructor's hat just to hide that a little bit, perhaps.
I don't really have any siblings. I have a half brother that I talk to, and I'm thinking about getting him some. What's it called? It's like a book about like welding and stuff like that because I know where he works is around that kind of area.
So, I've got a younger sister. I'll probably get a marble run.
So we don't buy for my siblings anymore, but we do buy for their children.
What would you be getting then this Christmas?
So it's a combination. Some of them's a bit of jewellery, and then there's a mobile projector for two of them, and things like that. Really, bit of a mix.
I'll probably get my mum like maybe a candle or something simple. It's quite hard to buy for my mum because she's, you know, she likes loads of different things, but a candle's a safe bet.
Pandora. She gets a new Pandora every time, and it's kind of like special to her Pandora because she got it from her mum who passed a long while ago.
This year, Mum, I'll probably get roses, but not the chocolate.
Absolutely not. No.
I'm thinking of just specialised gifts for the people in my life mostly. I'm thinking of, for my main group of friends, I'm getting I have this whole tub of like sweets, each with their own like favourites in them, and maybe a bit of a pie because it's Christmas.
Okay, so Timmy, looking back at the VT again, Bradley said he gave a book about welding. Can you confirm nor deny whether that is the worst Christmas present known to man?
Well, let's just say that down in Santa's workshop we don't really waste our time making books about welding.
Who was it for his dad? Was it?
For his brother, I think.
Was it for his brother?
Yes, for
well,
his brother.
If Bradley's brother can get in touch and tell us if he did receive or didn't in the comments below, because this is on YouTube, to be appreciative. And of course, how can we forget the tree?
Yeah, it's
what a beauty! What a beauty! Of course, only comes out this time of year because it looks silly around Easter. You can't see on the screen, but there's a lovely little sparkly star.
There is
up there. The baubles, a bit too much, if you ask me. Whoever decorated it needs to have a long, hard think. But yeah. And I'm being told in the old ear, Timmy, has Santa got any special presents for any of us at college?
Well, if he does, why would I spoil the surprise?
So you can't.
No,
tease,
I'm afraid
that
information is very, very confidential.
Well, if you ask me, that is very selfish, if you ask me. But what qualifications do you need to work for the big man?
Well, you need to obviously. Some places you need to actually be quite short because some of the
short.
Yeah.
So you're quite a tall elf, if you don't mind me asking. Unless the socks are just making it's messing with Mars. I don't know.
Well,
but you seem a bit tall elf.
Well, obviously some certain places you need to get in and out, and obviously you just need to have a basic health and safety knowledge.
Health and safety. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Well, sadly, that's all we've got time for this week. But believe me, my gratitude is greater than yours. A lot greater. We'll see you in the new year. Bye-bye for now.